All right, and we are recording. So if I can just check everybody, can you just give me a thumbs up in the group chat, or just give me a yes if you can see my screen? No, that doesn't work. Let me just share something else. Let me try again.
No, we can only see you, sweetheart.
All right, let's go again.
No, that's it now. Yep.
It's come up now? Perfect. All right, well, let's get this show on the road then. So welcome everybody. If you're new to this recording, if you're watching it live, welcome. If you're watching the recording, welcome to you as well. My name is Terriane Palmer-Peacock, and it's my pleasure to present this amazing or incredible opportunity to everyone tonight. Now, I will ask some questions throughout the presentation, so if you're on the call live, there is a chat box at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You can raise your hand there, you can type any questions. That's where I'll be able to check in every now and then. Every now and then I'm going to ask you some questions as well. There are a mixture of people that will be watching this, so don't worry if you're brand new to crypto. You won't be lost. I promise we'll go at a pace that you can stay with. And I will be explaining everything in plain English so that it can be understood by a 9-year-old, for example. If you've been in crypto for a while now, then I'm going to encourage you to stay to the very end, because this just could be that thing that you've been waiting for in this cryptocurrency space. There's a big opportunity that I'm going to share with you near the end of this. Before we begin though, we must do the dot our I's across our T's and quickly go through this disclaimer. So, the following information provided is not an investment strategy, and the facilitators, i.e. me, are not giving financial advice. I'm not giving you financial advice. If you're watching this presentation, you take responsibility for your own financial decisions, and you agree that cryptocurrency is a volatile and emerging market. There can be no assurance that any prior success or result shown can be used as a guaranteed indication of future performance. And as with any business endeavour, you personally assume all risk involved, and subsequently we strongly suggest you seek the advice of a professional when making financial, tax or business decisions. So basically all I'm saying here is I'm sharing with you an incredible opportunity that you can then decide if it's right for you. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to share with you something. I believe, or my goal this year is to become a crypto millionaire. And I believe that given the right strategy, that goal is possible for everyone, including you. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is raise your hand if you would be interested in becoming a crypto millionaire this year, or type yes in the chat box for me. So just let's practice using the tools. Let me know, would you be interested in becoming a crypto millionaire this year? Because I know that I'm on track to achieve that goal, and tonight is all about sharing one of those strategies with you right now. So have we gone? Yes. Hey, yes, thumbs up. That's what I want to see. Right, I've only got a couple of you who want to be crypto millionaires. All right, the rest of you can be crypto, earn a few dollars. We're going to be millionaires. We're going for it. All right, so one important thing that I also want to share with you guys is that it's important to note that it's not just about the money. It's about being a pioneer to fix what I call as an inherently broken financial system. So being a pioneer isn't one of the easiest roads that you can take. It takes courage to be one of the few rather than one of the many. So there are only 3% of the population in the world that are currently involved in cryptocurrency. So we're at the very, very beginning of this market phase. And I think it's a really exciting time, something that you should be really excited about, because there's some really exciting opportunities available for us all. Now, before we start, just for those who are brand new to cryptocurrency, I'm just going to go through 90 seconds nutshell, cover in a nutshell for you. So the thing about cryptocurrency, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency that was introduced in 2009 by a gentleman or a group of people called Satoshi Nakamoto. So the first thing about it is it's public and it's decentralized, meaning that anyone at any time can see and view any record they want that's in the public ledger. It basically just goes into a public ledger. It's run over thousands of different nodes. it's not quite right terminology, but if you just think of nodes as being computers, right? So if you imagine this whole system is run over thousands and thousands of different nodes, it cannot be controlled by any one institution or government, for example. So it means we no longer need things like PayPal, we don't need banks, we don't need the government, we don't need Visa, we don't need MasterCard, we don't need any of those things in terms of having control over our financial money. We get control, so it's kind of like giving control back to the people. And that's something that I really, really like. I also like that it's immutable. So what that means, it means it's unchanging over time. So what we're looking at here is that it's unable to be changed, or at least not without the consensus of the majority of nodes. You need a 51% consensus. It's also unforgeable, which means once a transaction is confirmed in the ledger, it is part of the blockchain and cannot be deleted or altered in any way. So everything is 100% transparent on this technology, which means we're really paving the way for the end of fraud, the end of theft, and the end of dishonesty in our financial system, which is massive right now. In fact, did you know that since 2009, the CIA, the Russians, the Chinese, none of them have been able to hack or collapse Bitcoin in the entire 9 years of its existence. So that's really saying something. Now, just quickly for those who are new to, now a lot of people will say, well, what do you mean one Bitcoin? I don't have, I think it's sitting around 10,000 Australian dollars at the moment. I don't have one Bitcoin. I don't have 10 grand to be able to buy one Bitcoin. You don't need to buy one Bitcoin. So one Bitcoin, remember, it's not a physical coin, it's a digital coin. It can be broken up into 100 million pieces. So if you just think a Satoshi is 8 digits long, so 0.00000, how many do I do? 0.0000001 is a Satoshi. That's how many pieces it can be broken up to. So you can buy 20 bucks worth, 100 bucks worth, or $10,000 worth. It's completely up to you. Now, here's something that I hear all the time. I'm just checking the chat here. Michael, no video or audio configured yet. Everybody can hear me and see the screen, can't you? Yep, okay, cool. Michael, you may have to watch the recording if you can't get this, just letting you know. Okay, one of the things that I often get people say to me, but hang on a minute, if it's digital money, Terriane, then it's not real money, it's fake money. But I want to talk to you about what fake money really is, because that would then have the presupposition that our existing fiat money, so the name fiat really just relates to like the US dollar, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar. And why people say that is because they're still under the false assumption that our currencies are backed by something tangible, something like gold, for example. Now, if you have a look at this graph, and I apologise for it's a bit fuzzy, but it was the best diagram that I could find. If you have a look at this in the US dollar and its purchasing power, you can see that since 1971, when Nixon came into government, the US dollar was no longer backed by gold. And you can see quite clearly that its value has decreased over time. Now, why does that happen? Well, the US debt and deficit continues to rise. So the government continues to spend more than it receives. Now, the only way that they can keep inflation low and pretend to pay back some of their debt is to print more money. Now, Economics 101, the law of supply and demand, simply says the more you have of something, the less valuable it will be. Now, this is what's happening in our financial system right now. It's a global catastrophe, but here's the thing, it's not just limited to the United States. Here, you can see exactly the same pattern happening with the Australian dollar. You can see it happening with the Great Britain pound. Japan, not quite as volatile, but you can still see that fluctuation. And also, excuse me, the Canadian dollar. Now, when you look at all of this, we've got to look at every, it's been said, every paper currency that has ever been in existence has eventually ended up at zero value. Now, when you have this happening all around the world on a global scale, we have situations like Zimbabwe here, where you've got millionaires and billionaires who are starving on the streets. Their currency no longer has any value whatsoever. So we can see the writing is on the wall right now for the demise of our current fiat money. Now, the other thing that people say to me, well, okay, but my money is safe, isn't it? It's in the bank. So it's safe in there because the bank's just a custodian for my money. That's how it works, isn't it? The answer to that is no, it's not. You know, most people, all they want is they want to know that they can put their money, their salary, their income, that if they deposit their salary or income into the bank, they can withdraw it whenever they need it. Now, most people think that that's the way that it works, but of course we know that it's not. That's not the way it works. If you look at the people in Cyprus in 2013 and what happened to them, for 2 weeks, their banks went into lockdown. No warning, they just shut the doors. No one could get any money out. And when they were reopened, they had really strong limits for how much they could withdraw and spend. And in 2015, in Greece, the Greek government were forced to skim people's savings accounts to bail out the banks and bail out the economy. Now, a lot of people don't realise that in February this year, the same time that they had the gay rights, because there was so much media attention about legalising gay marriage, the very same time that that came to pass, they also slipped under, unaware, most people were very unaware of this, they passed a law, passed a bill of a bailout bill, giving the rights to the government to be able to access banks' cash savings, self-managed super funds, and depositors' funds. So the same thing could happen here. The government needed to access money out of your bank account, they can take it. They passed law to be able to do that. Now, how many of you actually had heard that or know about that? No, just let me know if you've heard that. Just type yes in the chat box for me if you knew that that was the case. All right, and then perhaps you might want to comment. So do you think your money's safe or unsafe sitting in a bank account? It's certainly not what it used to be. Yeah, unsafe, definitely. Yeah, thanks for those comments, guys. So what we need is we need a paradigm shift in our thinking. We already know that our global financial system is inherently broken. So we need that paradigm shift to fix not just a broken system, but instead innovate and create a brand new system of finance. And that's what cryptocurrency is doing right now. And that's why I believe this is a really exciting time for all of us to be involved in it. Now, if we go back to the early 90s when the internet was first introduced, cryptocurrency was a new technology like the internet, or cryptocurrency is a new technology like the internet was a new technology. Now, some people say that this is going to be bigger than the internet was, and most definitely is going to be one of the most disruptive technologies of our time. Now, it took 20 years for the masses to adopt the internet, and I believe we are following that same sort of similar trend. Now, if you think about it, last December when Bitcoin was really high, the news, it was everywhere. Mainstream media was picking up. It was on Sunrise and Today Tonight and you name it. Everywhere you turned, there was an article about Bitcoin. Interesting, most of the articles were fake news or were really uninformed and uneducated, but it didn't matter. It was kind of like a big mass thing that was happening at the time. Now, a lot of people said at that time that, okay, we were past the early adopter phase. We were now in the early mainstream phase. But as soon as the price fell in January, so too did all the attention in the mass media and hype and stuff. And it clearly shows us that we're still very, very early in the game. In fact, recent stats that I saw said that only 3% of the current population is involved in cryptocurrency. Hey guys, can you keep it down in the back, please? Sorry. Okay, so this is another chart that I pulled out just to give you an idea on where the trends are happening. So these are the number of blockchain wallets that are being opened globally around the world. And you can clearly see that this picture is telling its own powerful story with a very, very positive trend in which direction that we're heading in terms of cryptocurrency. Now, Branson believes in cryptocurrency. He sees the opportunity. Bill Gates believes in cryptocurrency. He sees the opportunity as well. Now, if we think about the way that we pay currently, of the trillions of dollars of transactions that happen around the world, less than 2% are spent using cash. So we're already using internet banking, debit cards, credit cards. We're already using those as our main forms of payment. And we know that we're also moving to mobile payments now. So think Apple Pay, VodaPay, Google Wallet, the PayPal. If you go to particularly train stations in the big cities and that, you'll see people everywhere tapping their mobile phone to pay for things. Now, what's really interesting is it's estimated that 1.2 billion people have access to bank accounts. Yet, over 4 billion people have access to mobile phone subscriptions. So if you have a mobile phone subscription with access to the internet, then you have access to cryptocurrency. Now, we may not think that that's a big deal here in Australia or New Zealand or wherever you're watching it from, but you think about those countries that don't have bank accounts or don't have access to the global financial system. If they have a mobile phone subscription, like 4 times more people have mobile phone subscriptions than bank accounts, they have access to a mobile phone subscription, they all of a sudden have the same opportunities that we have. They have the ability to tap into a global financial system. So, and this is what just adds to what I believe will be even bigger than what the internet was in terms of growth and opportunity. So, cryptocurrency so far. Let's take a look at where we're at now. So, cryptocurrency started with one common goal, which was to change our existing financial system worldwide. Now, Bitcoin is no longer the only currency. There's over 1,600 different cryptocurrencies in the marketplace, all jostling for position. And almost all these coins are built upon the blockchain. Right? Now, despite all this new technology and these new cryptocurrencies, they've all failed in terms of a new everyday global cryptocurrency. So I kind of liken it to this. So Bitcoin has really been the first generation of cryptocurrency. Ethereum's what I call the second generation of cryptocurrency, where they added smart contracts to the protocols, these type scenarios. And both these techs are built on blockchain technology. So here's where our first major problem lies. And the problem with both these solutions and the majority of all the other cryptocurrencies out there is they are failing because of the blockchain itself. Now, one of the main issues is speed. Blockchain transaction speeds are slow. All right. Now, it's said that Bitcoin is doing around about 7 transactions per second. I believe it's a little bit faster at the moment. Ethereum was touted to be around 25 transactions per second. I think that's up to around 300 at the moment. But to put this in perspective, Visa and MasterCard can do 2,000 transactions per second. So we're not even close. Like even when I think the stats now, I think they're actually more realistic, being around 300 transactions per second. 300 transactions to 2,000 is a big difference, especially when we know Visa MasterCard can process up to 56,000 transactions per second. And remember, we've only got 3% of the population in cryptocurrency at the moment. So what's going to happen when we get mass adoption? What's going to happen to the speed of the blockchain then? Everything's going to come to almost a grinding halt if you do the math on that. So it's only going to get slower and slower. So this is a big problem. Now, the other big problem with the blockchain is mining. So with the blockchain, you need miners, and miners are expensive. So in terms of labor, in terms of hardware costs, and in terms of cooling costs. So there's big mining warehouses set up to mine all these algorithms and that on within cryptocurrency. But again, it's really expensive. And also it's not eco-friendly. So with these big mining warehouses, they need cooling systems in order to keep all the CPUs cool without getting them overheated. So there's a lot of electricity being used. So not only is it expensive from the perspective of the actual equipment and the hardware and the locations and what they need, but it's also expensive in terms of the electricity usage, which again comes down to our eco-friendly problems with the blockchain. Now, let's look at it in terms of practical use. When you put all these things together, we know that from a practical perspective, retailers aren't going to wait, a couple of minutes or half an hour. In fact, I had a look at the last 7 days this morning as to what were the speeds, and there was one day where it was up over 30 minutes. Now, if I go down the road and try and buy a cup of coffee, but they have to wait 30 minutes for the transaction to be confirmed, nobody's going to do that. So nobody's going to accept cryptocurrency while it's that slow. So we need a faster and more economical solution. And in fact, I think we need 3 things. Okay, so there's 3 main things that we're really looking at here. We need the technology. So we need technology that's going to work from a perspective of being able to be a mainstream transactional currency. But we also need, most people don't think about these other things, is we also need community and education, because cryptocurrency is brand new. So a lot of people don't understand how it works. So in order for us to replace our broken financial system now, is we need education out to the community, out to the people, to let them know what this new financial currency is, or how it works, how we can take back control from us for ourselves, what's happening with our existing financial system and why it's broken. You know, there's a lot of people who don't understand or don't even realise that our money isn't backed by anything anymore. So we need education for people to understand what that is. We need education for how they can get involved, how they can get started. And the best way to educate people is by building communities and sharing that within our communities. So we need that as well. And then lastly, we need merchants. And in fact, this is probably one of the key things that I love about the opportunity I'm going to share with you tonight, is in order for us to have a transactional currency, is we've got to have people who are going to accept it. So we need those merchants on board as well. So when we look at this, I talked about we had first generation Bitcoin, we had second generation Ethereum. So is there what we would consider a third generation? And I believe there is. So I'd like to introduce you to what I believe, or what I'm calling a third generation technology, where there are no blocks, no miners are needed, it's eco-friendly, and it has unlimited transaction speeds. And it's called, which means, oh, by the way, as you get more people on it, it becomes more secure and more robust. It's called Directed Acyclic Graph Technology, which for short is DAG technology. Now in Australia and New Zealand, I have to frame this out because it's spelt DAG. DAG technology. They say DAG technology because it comes from Europe. But DAG, I get it. It's a really tragic name for us down here in Australia and New Zealand. However, I think DAG technology, I kind of say to people, look, just say it as if you've got a plum in your mouth and you're from England. You get away with it that way, but it's a hell of a lot easier than having to say Directed Acyclic Graph Technology. Trust me, I'm going with DAG. So the DAG technology, what it is rather than it being blocks of information strung together, it's in a chain format. And here's what I love about the chain format is that new transactions are confirming previous transactions. Now, it's not a new technology. It's actually been around for a while. In fact, there's a top 10 coin on CoinMarketCap called IOTA, which uses the same technology. Byteball used it, Hashgraph used it. So we know that the technology itself already works. And let me introduce you to the coin that I want to talk about, which I believe is the new generation, the third generation, and it's called, you can call it Directed Acyclic Graph Technology or DAG coin. Okay, DAG coin with the plum in the mouth, remember? All right, so where did it come from? So it came from, it's originally developed in Estonia. Now, if you don't know anything about Estonia, there was a documentary about the country on SBS, most fascinating country, really, really interesting, and I highly recommend if anyone's interested to you know, do some bit of research with them. A really forward-thinking tech capital country in the world. It's known as a tech innovation hub. And because it started out, so let me just share a little bit about the actual documentary itself. It's when they first came into their, what do you call it? When they first broke away from Russia, should I say, it was a very young government, and they said what they wanted to do is they wanted to do everything right. And they did exactly that. They started everything digital. So it's known as a haven for tech startups and entrepreneurs. Because it's one of the most digitally connected countries in the world. So most people don't, many people don't know, should I say, that Skype was originally came out of Estonia. The first digital election worldwide was held in 2007 in Estonia, and it's the first country to introduce a fully digitized e-residency program. Everything's digital in Estonia. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that, you know, we've got people who are coming through university who everything digital is just normal for them. You know, while we're still learning some of the technology, these guys have been learning it in their schools through university and again out into the workplace. So we're talking about a brain trust that we're tapping into here. That's massive. And of course, Success Factory, DAG coin, what I'm talking to you about tonight, all comes out of Estonia. This gentleman here, Chris Ress, is one of the founders of the company. And the reason that I popped this slide in here is because if you are local in the to Queensland, or even if you like to fly, this man, co-founder of the company, is actually coming to Australia. He landed today, I believe. He is here in Australia visiting with us right now. Yay! And he's going to be on the Gold Coast this Saturday at a live event. So if anybody wants to come to that event, I will pop a link in the chat box before the end. In fact, somebody remind me. I will pop a link into the chat box and let you know where you can register to come to that event. Now, he's going to be on the Gold Coast on Saturday the 4th. He's going to be in Perth on Monday the 6th. So, Matt, can you pop a link of your registration as well for Perth into the chat box so everybody can contact that? So if you know anybody who's in Perth that would love to see this presentation live, then send them across some of those details. I'd love to have you there. That would be fabulous. All right, I'm just going to check who's somebody's got their microphone. Can you just make sure you mute your microphones, guys? Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly share that and let you know, because that's an amazing opportunity to be able to tap into one of the founders of the company, the founders of the whole thing behind Darkcoin. Not often do you get the ability to do that. Right, so why Darkcoin? Why did I jump all over this? Well, here's one of the main reasons. Is because of the ecosystem and what the company's building with it. Not only do you have the opportunity to be able to get involved with Darkcoin and at its early stages, and when I say early, the company only launched in Australia in February, so we're not even a year old yet. So this is a phenomenal opportunity that everybody has available in front of them. But not only do you get to be one of the first people to purchase and transact with Darkcoin, but you get to be a part of the entire ecosystem that comes with this as well. Now, here's the thing when it comes to cryptocurrencies. A coin is one thing, but if there's no easy way for people to use it, then, like there isn't a community and there's no merchants to accept it, then it doesn't actually work. It's not going to work to be a transactional currency. And that's why what I'm sharing with you tonight, why I think this is so exciting. Because not only do these guys develop a coin that solves all the problems that all the other coins are trying to achieve right now in terms of being a transactional currency, but they've made it a fully functional integrated solution. Now, I was listening to a podcast the other day from some other coin holders, and they are still trying to put the whole ecosystem together. You have this opportunity in front of you right now where the ecosystem has already been put together. Now, and this is one of the reasons why I'm all in with this company, because for the past 3 months, I've seen them make promises and deliver on every single one of them. This is not a concept. This is not a token. This is a live, real solution that is changing the way that we financially transact forever. Now, remember what I said about mobile payments earlier? Well, DarkPay is a mobile payment solution, a phone application that helps everyday people transact just via their mobile phones. That's live and working now. They also have their own public exchange that's fully integrated with the ecosystem, allowing you to trade your Darkcoin with many of the other top cryptocurrencies in that as well. They're currently on an external exchange called PayGetty, which has partnered up, and again, this is a really forward-thinking exchange company in itself. It's partnered up with one of the European, I think it's German, crypto-friendly banks. Now, crypto-friendly bank doesn't typically get said in the same sentence. But these guys have managed to partner up with a crypto-friendly bank, which is going to allow people to be able to transfer their funds or their fiat money more easily into Darkcoin. Okay, now remember what I said. Let's not forget about the merchants. We also need the merchants. Oh, everyone can just mute their phones. I'll mute their lines, please. Thanks, guys. For a coin to be a valued currency, there's got to be merchants that are going to accept it. So merchants get a full e-commerce system with back office reports, invoicing tools, and they even get API integration for their website and that as well. So they really have thought of everything when it comes to what we're doing here. Now, we expect exponential growth, but here's the thing, it's not just about making money. The company is also pledged to donate 1% of total sales revenue to charity. So you can really see these guys have more than just money. It's about solving a financial problem that we have. It's about helping It's about, should I say, providing a solution that's global and also doing the philanthropic work that comes with it. So I kind of believe this is a forward-thinking company with a roadmap covering everything from development, the ecosystem, the merchants, the marketing, and I mentioned before, timing is everything. You know, last month there was just under 700 people in Australia in the business. Like I said, this is a huge opportunity for you right now because it's not going to be long before there's 1,200 people, then 5,000 people, then 50,000 people. Right? So let me just introduce you how you can get involved. So the way that we get involved is through a company called Success Factory. And what they do is they've got product packages that you can buy. Now, within Success Factory, there's some education courses, and I'll talk about those in a minute. But what you're doing really at the start here is you're getting involved with the coins. So you're able to purchase coins, and they have packs ranging from the basic or starter pack, which costs €100, so everything's priced in euros and you pay in Bitcoin, all the way up to the investor pack. Now, depending on the pack size that you choose, and go back to the person who invited you to this presentation, and they'll be able to talk you through which pack would be best for you. You'll get a certain number of coins, and the coin value at the moment is around about, the coin value in the packs is around about 11 cents or 11 euros per coin. So for the starter pack, €100 will get you 905 coins. Now, you'll notice the Explorer pack has a few asterisks beside it. That's for a good reason. What I want to share with you, though, is the Expert pack. When you buy the Expert pack, which was €2,500, you'll get 20% more coins. So the Expert and Pro pack gets 20% more coins. The Mentor and Investor pack, you'll get 40% more coins. So obviously, the more you're willing to invest, the more the company's going to reward you. So that's the product packages, and that's how you get started. Now, here's the really cool thing about this. Actually, Matt, just while you're on the call, can I get you to grab that link for the Gold Coast event and pop that in the chat for me as well, if you can? That would be a great help. Thanks. So once you get your product packages and you get your coins, and I'm going to say, let's say, for example, that you buy the Expert pack for €2,500, you're going to get 27,272 coins. All right. What happens next is you become a Success Factory member, you become an affiliate of the company, and what you're going to do is they're going to escrow those coins. So what does that mean? Is that the company takes hold of the coins, and there's a lot of reasons why they do that. And trust me, they're all good reasons, and they're going to hold on to them for 8 months. But what they're going to do for that, part of this and part of the reason for that is to help with the volatility. So if anybody has been following cryptocurrency, you'll know that it's an incredibly volatile market. So by doing this, what this does is it allows the company to stabilize the price of the coin. That's just one of the reasons. But what they're going to do is when those coins go into escrow, they're going to pay you 5%, or they're going to give you 5% free coins each and every month that it's an escrow. So by the time those coins come out of escrow at the end of the 8-month period, you're going to have 40% more coins, all for free, extra coins. And that doesn't go into what the value of the coins will possibly be by the end of that 8-month period. Right, so that's what happens. So that would be the first step in getting involved with the company. Now, I popped this slide in just to give you guys a comparison. This was a screenshot from one of the banks here in Australia that they were doing a massive promotion on television. I grabbed my phone and I took a picture of it. So you can get 5% in escrow through Success Factory. Oh, where are we? That one there. 5% per month for 8 months of free coins. Or you can put your money in the bank and you can get 2.6% per annum for a whole 12 months. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? No-brainer. And by the way, this is a high interest rate that's out there in terms of bank interest rates going around at the moment. Now, I did remember how I said that Explorer pack had 3 asterisks beside it. Right now, the company has a promotion whereby if you purchase an Explorer pack or above, so €500 or above pack, you'll get not only the coins, but you're also going to get access to an amazing new platform called SkillX. So remember how I said that we not only need a community, but we also need education? Well, the company has another arm to it, and that arm is Skillex. And what they're looking to be is like an educational system, a university of education for people, because they recognise that education is the greatest way for people to grow and to learn about crypto and to learn about, everything in fact. So this Skillex, the value of this is worth €497. But anybody who signs up before the 13th of August, so we've got 13 days before the 13th of August, what they're going to do is they're going to upgrade you to lifetime access to Skillex. Right? Lifetime access to Skillex, where you can get involved in the back office. You can have all of that education for free. There's courses on personal development, relationships, trading. So right now there's a trading course in there, there's personal branding course, there's leadership training. So there's an amazing wealth of information that's in that back office. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been in the personal development industry for about 10 to 12 years now, and to be able to get that free and get DAG coins is a massive, massive value. All right, now what happens after the 13th of August is that it's going to go onto a monthly plan. You can still have access to Skillex, however, you'll only be able to access if you pay a monthly fee. So it really is a great opportunity for you to jump on board as soon as possible. Here we go, free lifetime membership when you purchase an Explorer pack or more before the 13th of August. All right, so there's the information that you need there. So that being said, I think we're at the top of the hour now. So what I would suggest you do is go back to the person who invited you to watch this presentation and have a chat to them about what the best option would be moving forward for you. What would be the best pack to purchases? Obviously, I'm going to say a minimum of the Explorer pack, €500 above. That way you get that free Skillex platform, lifetime membership to the free Skillex platform as well. Plus you get those coins to be able to transact with them with our new merchants, as well as getting those 5% free coins each and every month for the next 8 months. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, that's probably a lot of information I've thrown at you so far. So if that's enough information for you now, go back to the person who invited you to watch this presentation. I'm going to take probably just a couple minutes more just to explain the business model, or the business side of the presentation. You guys all still with me? All going good? All right, awesome. Okay, so that's obviously what I call the passive side of the business. There's also what we call the active side of the business. And the active side of the business just means you also get to partake in a compensation plan, or the affiliate marketing side of the business. Now, I often get asked the question, why are there so many cryptocurrencies using the network marketing or affiliate marketing model? And one of my clear answers is, well, if you think about it, cryptocurrency is such a new technology. As I said in the beginning, it requires a paradigm shift in thinking. So you've got to think differently. So the easiest way, so if you just spread marketing, so you imagine a cryptocurrency companies just did a whole heap of marketing worldwide, most people don't understand it. So in anything they don't understand, they're not going to engage with. So the easiest way, my way of explaining this, the easiest way for people to learn about it is through the sharing of people that they trust. Now, the financial system is not a trustworthy system, but people trust other people. So when other people are sharing their experiences and sharing their knowledge with it and sharing their education, it's a much more accepted idea, so to speak. So I believe, these companies have got it right in terms of picking this model in terms of sharing the cryptocurrency and this change of thinking that's needed. So I love the fact that Success Factory has a very, very comprehensive and lucrative compensation plan. So what they have is they have a binary model, and if you're not familiar with network marketing or affiliate marketing at all, a binary model simply means you have a left leg and you have a right leg. So anybody who you share this opportunity with and who decides that they want to be a part of it and they want to buy a package, want to buy some coins, you'll place them either on your left leg or your right leg. So it's pretty simple. Now, what happens is anybody who enrolls under your direct link, they're going to get a 10%, you're going to get, a 10% direct sales bonus. So, for example, if somebody signs up for the Explorer pack for €500, you're going to get a bonus of €50 paid into your back office cash account, back office account, should I say. If they sign up for the Expert pack at €2,500, you're going to get €250 as a bonus, direct sales bonus paid into your back office. So that's the first way that you can get paid, and everybody gets paid on that as soon as they become an active affiliate. How do you become an active affiliate? You buy a starter pack, €100 or higher. It's as simple as that. Like, it can't get any easier than that for you to be able to earn compensation from this company, and that's what I love about it as well. The second step is, or the second way that you can get paid or earn money in the company is what we call through a volume bonus. Now, you do need to have a starter pack, which is €100 or higher or above, in order to be able to qualify for this particular level. And you do need to have one person enrolled on your left and one person personally enrolled on your right with a starter pack or higher as well. So it's not that challenging. €100 on the left, €100 on the right, and you're automatically qualified. And what that qualifies you for is anybody on for the calendar month. Actually, not for the calendar month. What I'm talking about. Each week, what you'll be paid is it'll tally up the volume that you have on your left and your right leg, and you'll get paid 10% of the weakest leg's volume. So you get 10% direct sales bonus, plus you get 10% volume bonus of your weakest leg. So like I said, it starts adding up. Once you start sharing this with a lot of people, it can start adding up and become very, very lucrative very fast. But that's not all. There's a third way. Excuse me. And the third way is what we call a leadership bonus. Now, with this leadership bonus is based on the generations. The company is going to pay you a percentage, dependent on what level and what rank you are, is going to pay you a percentage of what we call generations. So everybody you sign up would be a first generation. Everybody they sign up would be a second generation, and so on and so forth, all the way down. They're going to pay you a bonus. As being a leader and helping these people build their teams, they're going to pay you a bonus of 5% for the first, second, third, all the way up to the 9th level. We haven't done this for a while. 9th levels, I think, and then it goes to 2% from there on up to 12 of everybody's commission checks. So it's a really good passive income. And I haven't got this on this slide, but there's also a promotion at the moment. So remember how I talked about we need the community with DAG coins, and we also need the merchants. Well, there's also an opportunity if you are a gold rank or above, and a gold rank just needs 2,500 volume on the left leg and 2,500 volume on the right leg. That's all they need. If you reach gold rank or above, you have the ability to be able to bring merchants on as well. And this is what I love about this. Between now and the end of the year, any merchants that enroll under your link, you're going to get paid €100 for bringing them into the company. Because remember, we need to build the community and we need merchants to accept the DAG coin as well. So that's a pretty awesome compensation, lucrative compensation bonus that they're paying us as well. And without going into too much detail, again, go back to the person who invited you to watch this presentation. There's also next year when we'll be charging transaction fees, you'll be getting a portion of those transaction fees for every merchant that you bring on board, and some of that volume is going to be going up the tree as well. So I think that's probably, I don't want to get into too much detail because that's going into the detail on all the different ways that you can earn money. But I think you can see straight away that there's a lot of opportunities to be able to earn a really lucrative income with this business. And I believe the more work that you do, for those who want to build a business, the more work that you do this year, you're going to have massive rewards next year. Okay. Here, I love this comment, Matt. Crypto requires people power to grow also. 100%. That's us. That's so us. Yeah, well said. Okay, so when you join from a business perspective, you're getting the innovation through the DAG coin, you're getting the marketing through the Success Factory, and you're getting education through Skillex. So you really are getting a full solution. All right, so the next step then would be to take action. I wouldn't wait for the person who invited you to watch this presentation to get back to you. I would jump on Facebook Messenger, jump on the phone, jump on email, however you contacted with them, and get in touch with them right now if you can, and say, all right, I don't want to miss out. I want to be in. I want to get to the Perth event. I want to come to the Gold Coast event. I want to meet the founder, and I want to get involved with this company, because this really is the time to jump into what is an opportunity that I believe could be one of the best decisions that you're going to make in your lifetime. So, well, thank you guys. If there's any questions, please pop them in the chat box, and I will answer them. I'm going to stop the recording now and answer some of these questions. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you watching this presentation. Go back to the person who invited you and have a chat to them, and they can help you sort out the best package for you. All right. All right, guys, I'm just going to stop that share. And then, hey, Sue. Yay, I get to see you in person, Sue. I'll see your face. Can we make this presentation on YouTube? Yep, 100%. 100%. I actually stick it on Vimeo rather than YouTube, but and so that's as long as I've got access to the internet, they'll be able to download. You'll be able to download and share that presentation from there. So yes, we can do that.